Okay, so by now you are an expert in Miss Inspire. You understood my journey starting from my life as an overachiever and a social butterfly, moving into being broken, somewhat homeless. Homeless, like let's whisper that part. To starting a coaching business and actually not booking any clients because I was invisible, like nobody knew me. I was hiding in my hermit crab shell. I was a resident of the hermit crab community. Or citizen of the hermit crab community, I should say. And so you've seen all of that journey and you're probably still saying, but how did you get here, right? How did you get to that point where you booked clients, you are seen in different Facebook groups, people know you, you're running Facebook ads, you have a community, you have a tribe, you have a following, and you're actually booking paying clients, right? You're probably like, Shaniel, how did you get there? And it was, looking back at it now, retracing the steps, it was quite simple. Like the steps, simple to say, but not as simple to do, but doesn't mean it's impossible to do. And if you are serious about booking paying clients, you have to take these steps. It's not a question, you just have to do it. And the first one was being kind to myself. So I shared with you in the last video about how invisible I was, right? How I made myself play small because I felt like I was comparing myself to others and all these things that we do, looking at other people's highlight reel and judging it with our actual life, not knowing that they also have their own struggles too. And so I had to become kind to myself. And that meant that I had to become self-centered. People look at being self-centered as being bad and all of that, but it really helped me in my business because what I did was whenever I did something in my business, no matter how small it was, I would celebrate myself. I would be like, oh my God, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. And I would boost myself up and encourage myself and make myself feel good. I also, as I said, became self-centered. So I would toot my own horn to myself. I would wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and I would just do everything I did back when I was a pageant girl. How did I win those pageants? How did I book all those opportunities, speaking engagements, international speaking engagements, all these kinds of beautiful things? How did I do that? It was because I believed I was worthy and I walked, talked, and acted like somebody who was worthy. And so I had to do that. I just started telling myself that I was the shit. I was the best thing since sliced bread, okay? I had to tell myself that. So even when I did my first webinar and it was just me and my little sister, thank God for her, I got off that webinar and I was like, I'm so proud of myself. Oh my God, I just had my first webinar. I'm so excited. When I had my second webinar and it was just me by myself because my sister unfortunately was not available at the time to join the webinar. So I was by myself, all by myself. Yes, I was all by myself. I got off the webinar and I had to tell myself, that was a good job, Shaniel. You can use that and send out the replay. And I just had to really, really love on myself because there was nobody out there who was gonna be loving on me the way I needed to be loving on myself to get the results in my business. Of course, I had to make the mindset shift, which I did need help to do because there were different blocks I had that were holding me back that I didn't even realize existed, like the one I shared in the last video about being visible meant being killed. So I had to get help in uncovering what those blocks really were and identifying them so I could move past them, so I could heal them and stop making stupid excuses without even knowing why I was making these excuses. So that was the first thing. I had to be all self-centered and love myself even more and just be shameless with it and not apologize, like be unapologetic and just own everything about myself and just love me, just love on myself. The second thing that I had to do was be consistent. So there was a time when I had my first discovery call and I didn't even know how to do a discovery call. So I got on the discovery call and consistency and strategy. I'm going to share with you strategy after I speak about consistency. But the consistency piece, I did the first discovery call and I didn't know how to do a discovery call, so I rambled on and on for 2 hours with this poor woman. She she probably got off the call and she probably felt like, oh my god, I don't ever want to speak to this lady again, because can I tell you, she never opened another email from then. She didn't open another email. She probably like put me in her spam folder. She probably didn't unsubscribe because she didn't want me to feel bad, because I really spoke to her for 2 hours. And then I did a second discovery call that same day, and that other lady was so embarrassing. Oh my god, it was embarrassing. Like, looking back right now, do not do that. A discovery call should not go on for 2 hours, and you're not supposed to be coaching somebody on a discovery call and like talking to them about random things. There's a structure to it. So I didn't have the strategy, but I'm going to talk about strategy, as I said. But what happened with that was that after that discovery call, that second one, I beat myself up, right? So remember, the first thing is to be all lovey-dovey to yourself. Be consistent with the lovey-dovey and be consistent with your efforts. So I beat myself up, and I just didn't do a discovery call for about 3 months, 2.5 to 3 months before I did another discovery call, because I felt so much shame around how horrible I did that I didn't want to book any more discovery calls. I was like, I'm done booking discovery calls. They don't work for me. I threw in the towel. And so I did that, right? So don't throw in the towel. Keep going, keep trying, keep doing, keep pushing. Just as if you plant a mango tree or an apple tree, you will not get an apple or a mango the same day. You have to consistently give it water and sunlight, and then the tree will give you fruit, right? The tree will grow and give you fruit. So and consistently remove those weeds as well. So the weeds would be like the little self-doubt, the little limiting beliefs, the mindset blocks, challenges from your past, like people telling you you're not good enough, or your limiting beliefs like, oh, you have to be skinny to make money, or whatever, you know, or you have to, rich people are evil, or oh, it's better to be broke and help people than to help people and be compensated. Whatever the limiting belief is, you got to weed those out and water your plants consistently and give it sunlight to be able to book paying clients. So that's the second one. So the first one was be all self-centered and be all for yourself, love yourself so much, give yourself tons of love, be kind to yourself. The second one was, oh my god, I'm having a brain fart in my video series. But see, I'm not going to edit this out because I'm going to be real with you. This happens. People get brain farts, okay? The second one is what I just spoke to you about, which was being consistent. Don't give up on yourself, but keep going, keep going, keep going. The third thing is having a strategy. So yes, you're going and you're watching all these free webinars and you know, tutorials and PDFs and workbooks and blah, 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 blah. And to be honest with you, that's not going to get you anywhere at all. Or it will, but it will take you a very, very long time to figure out what goes where and what works well with what. Because business is actually a science. There's a strategy, because a lot of what business people do is they use psychological triggers to get you to take a certain action, right? So if you don't know how to infuse this plan that you've gotten from this free webinar with a psychological plan or like a psychological set of methods, you won't get any results, right? Marketing is all about using what already works. People are predictable. Human beings are predictable. And so you can predict how the sales process works, and if you know the numbers, you can also get results. So say, for example, you know that most people respond to fear-based things. So when you say something like, oh my gosh, this is the last opportunity, I'm closing the cart, people feel like, oh my god, this is my last opportunity, she's closing the cart. And so that is a motivator. Fear is a motivator, right? You know, you have the flight or the fright. So people either, oh my god, I'm not going to go, it's too scary, this is too scary, they don't take action. Or they get scared and they're like, oh my god, I have to take action. So that goes back to when I threw those bags on the ground. It was like a frustration, and that frustration and anger propelled me into making a different life decision. And so you need to have a strategy. And what I do, for example, in the Client Magnet Mastermind, what I do is I give every single person in this program a private coaching session. I know, I'm crazy, right? No other coach does this, and that's why their programs don't get people the results. Because yes, I can teach you the general framework, but there are going to be little things that are going to be tweaked to match your own personality and your own life's purpose and calling. Like, if you are somebody who is meant to be like the podcast goddess or the podcast queen, and I'm here telling you, do webinars, do webinars, do webinars, do webinars. Yes, you will do webinars. But if your personality and your calling is pulling you towards your being a podcast goddess or superhero, then you need to have some one-on-one support to help you to identify what your specific thing is, right? My specific thing is video. My specific thing is getting on video. Now, some people, their specific thing is live video. Some people, their specific thing are, is pre-recorded videos. Some people, their specific thing are funny videos or things like Snapchat, where it's like little snaps and bursts of things. It all depends on your personality type. Your social media strategy, of course, you should be doing everything. You should be on Facebook, you should be on Instagram, you should be on Periscope. But the reality is that we all have different strengths, and there is no such thing as a one size fits all in your business. And the reason your strategy that you're using doesn't work for you to get you paying clients is because you're using somebody else's strategy. And that's why in the Client Magnet Mastermind, I help you to personally customize your strategy. I give the entire mastermind program, different strategies and techniques that they can use. But when I get on the phone with you in our one-on-one time together, I help you implement that in a personalized way so you get results. And for me, I want people in that program to get results because I plan to do that program again, and I plan to double the price. And so I want everybody to get results. I want people to get good results, right? So that's the third thing, having a strategy that is in alignment with your soul's purpose, with your own calling, with your own epic destiny, and with the goals, desires, fears, needs of your ideal clients. So let me give you an example of that. Say my ideal clients, they hate worksheets. They're not they're audio-visual learners. They're not the kind of people who learn from reading. Then I need to know what methods I need to use to teach them. What methods do I need to use to build the know, like, and trust factor? Some people, they hate watching a video, but they would love downloading a free MP3. So that will help you get higher opt-in rates in your freebies, more people actually listening to your audios, more people actually converting into paying clients through your audios. But you won't know what that is if you don't get one-on-one support, and that's why I do that in my Client Magnet Mastermind. Now, that's the third thing. So the first one, you remember that. Second one, hope you took notes. The third one, hope you took notes. The fourth thing that I had to shift was to surround myself with the right people. Okay? When I started my business, because I was in that low vibration, that hiding phase, that invisibility stage of my life, I attracted a lot of invisible people as well. And let's just say it kept me invisible for way too long because I felt comfortable in my invisibility. Even though, to be honest, I felt like I was probably visible in that community, but in reality, in my business, I was still invisible. So you need to surround yourself with people who are actually taking action and doing the work that you want to do, right? They say that we are the sum of the 5 people we spend time with the most, and birds of a feather flock together. And so you have to surround yourself with high-level people who are doing big things, or who are so determined to do big things that they don't take no for an answer, and they actually take action. So that was the next one. And of course, all of these things are things that I help you to dive into in my Client Magnet Mastermind. You not only get one-on-one support, you not only have the accountability to keep you consistent, because if you know that every week I'll be kicking your ass and keeping you accountable, then you will be consistent. You will be taking action because you know you will be held accountable. You also get in the Client Magnet Mastermind your own personally assigned mastermind sister who is going to be holding your hand and making sure that she's keeping you accountable, you're keeping her accountable. You have the entire group where we know that you said you were going to do this webinar, we know you said you were going to get on Periscope. We're there to support you, we're there to keep you accountable, and you're also keeping them accountable as well, right? So that's what I do in that program. Now, I'm going to invite you to click on the link below, click on the button below, and check out the Client Magnet Mastermind. It is my brand new signature program, and I am so excited about this program because I literally looked for everything I learned the hard way, everything that I wish I had learned, everything I wish I had, and I put it in a program because I know that's what really works, right? So having one-on-one support, having a group that works for you, a group that is high vibrational with people who are doing big things in the world, having a personally assigned mastermind sister who has similar goals to you and who is willing to hold your hand and you hold her hand, and you guys guide each other and keep each other accountable along the way, having a strategy that is personally customized to you and your business, having the mindset work, having somebody help you unlock those subconscious blocks and beliefs, kick them in the face, move them out the way, bulldoze them, and get you on the path to booking paying clients. So thank you so much for watching these first 3 videos. I'm going to invite you to watch the 4th video where I'm going to share with you all the details about the Client Magnet Mastermind and answer all of your pertinent and burning questions so that you can see that this is the place for you if you really want to move past any excuses and finally book paying clients. Imagine how good it would feel to be compensated for being the best of the best at what you do. All right, so see you in the next video, and see you in the info page, the registration page for the Client Magnet Mastermind. Mwah.